All right, I got a subject. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Hood fatigue, black culture, hood fatigue. I
This
already,
again. Okay.
yes, yes, nigga, yes.
All right. Go ahead and put your facts out there. I want to see you got something new.
I think I'm gonna go more about the music aspects, right? More about the music. I think drill
Hmm.
and certain raps are not. I don't consider them music, my nigga. I don't think that's music at all. I think it's more harmful to what it does to a community because music is hold up. All right, music is what
Music was
binds
our
a
second
community.
biggest influence.
It
Third
really
biggest
is.
influence, actually.
I'm actually gonna quote somebody, right? Bishop Williamson, all right? Let me find this quote real quick because it literally, yeah, you'll see. Hold up. Wait, okay. He said this, okay? Um, music is a gift is a gift of God to the world. He created an expression of the harmony which he planted at the center of the universe of his universe, to which all living members of that universe respond. Music is such a powerful thing, right? That it was granted by God, all right? That all of his creatures, all of his living beings, will respond to it in harmony. And I think music, just like how people can misuse things, could be used for wrong, all right? If we look to music now, and I say, whew, what, 56, no, 60 years, dramatically different every single way. I think music teaches core values. I think music teaches an identity of people or communities and the individual itself. Because you have songs that are older than countries and older than religions, right? And they bring the ethnicity together, regardless of your religion, regardless of what you may claim from. But it brings that community around
No,
and live there
no.
together.
Here's my thing to that. So, okay, one thing I want to put out is that music has its biggest influence when you are still like at the age of being molded. Because from when you born all the way to like 21, maybe your 30s, considering you're a guy, you're considered like a free thinker nigga. Like depending on what you hear the most is what you most likely finna be more biased to. Now one thing I can agree on is that drill is harmful as far as its influence. But at the same time, we can't downplay to the fact that drill alone is a harmful or like how I put this, a direct influence. Because we could take it
I
before
I say
rap
I say I
became
say I
popular.
say I say it's a contributing
Of course,
influence,
yeah.
like a part of an
I would
engine.
agree on that. I would agree on that. But like I said, we could take it before rap. Rock
Yeah,
back then was the drill of now.
like you
Niggas was
said,
crashing
rock.
out the bed. Yeah, rock.
But the thing
The,
is,
like
the
what?
thing is though,
How I put this?
rock was a counter reformation towards culture. It was a rebellion. Rock really started as a rebellious movement of teens, my nigga. That's how it really
But
started.
hold on. But just like rap, rock also has its drill version, which would be death metal, nigga. The demonic shit.
I
That right there,
that
niggas
will
will crash out
pause
the dead.
pause right there because I'm gonna say this. Not all death metal is fucking like that, my nigga. Not all of it is satanic. It's just because some people are incorporated with that doesn't mean it's satanic itself. Just like how I can
Of
just like
course.
yeah.
But that's pretty much the reputation it has. I don't know how to put that. But that's pretty much what death metal, I would say, mainly is. Like, maybe it does go deeper than what you really hear at surface level. But let's be
it,
honest, at surface level, it's satanic.
its instruments and its vocals are what people it riles up someone's spirit right then and there, just like how
That's what
drill
I'm
does.
saying.
You know what? I'm actually gonna agree with you with this. Actually, I'm actually gonna agree with you. But the thing is, though, drill is way more consequentially dangerous than rock could ever. No, not rock. Than death metal could ever be. All right. Because
Okay,
yes,
now tell me how
death
that
metal.
is.
Because death metal does talk about like gore stuff, like how I bleed and whatnot. But it doesn't talk about, well, majority of it doesn't talk about how let's actively go rip this nigga's penis off and fucking kill him and whatnot, gorge his eyes out. While Joe, on the other hand, let's say, like, I'm gonna use King Von's an example, but niggas come over here fucking bitches, killing niggas, killing fuckers ops. It's actively promoting this hatred and violence that other individuals have already, and it riles them up to want to contribute these attributions, right? For example, music is a very powerful thing, right? It riles up somebody. Your music really can't change your mood, bro. You can be all happy to all mad and all sad
It
or sad.
depends how often you listen to that song.
You're not wrong there. Exactly, you're not wrong. And that's the thing is though, cause I'm gonna use me as an example. I listened to King Von one time. I was like, what? I felt different. I don't want to sound weird, but I felt different. And I was like, oh shit, am I on this time? I'm like, no, fuck, I'm not. Cut up that music. I put some fucking Beethoven or I put some fucking rock. I was like, hell no, I'm not about that. Hell no. Like, it's really about the mentality of a person has or how that song really shapes somebody. And that's what I said. Music is what brings communities and brings people together. But my other reason to that is though is a how and why. Why was Joe created and why was certain music created? I'm gonna use rock. Well, punk rock was, there's some people that shave, and lead, like the mohawk, stuff like that, that was more like a cultural thing, a rebellion, an active rebellion against people, against society. This is why there's a lot of anarchists within the punk movement and whatnot, though, because they want to be liberated from society. But also, it's also a bad thing. Because their version of being liberated from society is absolutely doing whatever you want, and that's also wrong. Because I don't think everybody should do whatever they want, because that's bad for society. While drill actively promotes violence, shooting, killing, drugs, glorifying sex. These are all vanities of human life. These are nothing that bring the soul at peace. These are what actually bring the soul at destruction.
Okay, I wanna ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think that a lot of evil is rooted from music?
I say this. There is no evil. Evil is the misuse of good. Okay. Because listen, good could always exist without evil. Okay. But evil can never exist without good. Okay. And it's not a circular argument. It's because evil is the misuse of good. Okay. Because listen here, I can look at a homeless person and I can give him something. Okay. But then at the same time, I can look at a homeless person with disgust, envy, and anger, beat the fuck out of him, or possibly kill him. That's the misuse of good, because I gave him a look. And that look was mercy and giving him charity. But what did I do instead? I decided to beat him and whatnot. I'm not saying I fucking do that shit. No, that's an example right
Oh
there.
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but that
Yeah.
obviously this can lead to a circular argument at this point, because I can say this: if basically then the misuse of evil, I mean the misuse of good is evil, just like how the misuse of evil would be good.
Because the misuse of evil happen whenever people let their desires flow in instead. For example, charity work, right? If someone's doing charity work, wouldn't you have a little thought in your head? I should keep this money all to myself. Fuck the people. But you shouldn't let those feelings affect you. Think about others
Which
before
end
you.
up being the
Think
misuse of
of
evil, because in
serve
reality.
others. Serve others before you serve yourself. That's humility right there at its finest.
Alright, now look, since it's going to circle argument, I'm gonna switch it back to the original point. If we go before rap, I can use back when niggas was listening to jazz a lot. It was still a lot of evil going on. People, for example, drug dealing. People were still doing drug dealing back then too. They just wasn't listening to rock or what's the name, drill music while doing it in the process. They would listen to jazz.
Yeah, but
And keep
jazz
this in mind.
is instrumental, mainly instrumental.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
listen here, Joe. Jay, it doesn't actively promote these vainglorities, right? It doesn't actively do that. It depends on the person with the intentions. Okay, so I can make listen. This type of rap, right? Drill is a subgenre of
Rap.
drill is a subgenre of rap. Okay, just like how I can say this, right? Depending on the depending on the artist of the jazz person, right? He can make a song about jazz, right? Good instrument, good flow. But the moment he starts introducing these unfaithful thoughts to invoke somebody, then that's when he is in the moral wrong. He is misusing an instrument that is meant to bring people together and whatnot. He should be condemned, alright? Just like how drill is. Drill is the misuse of music for good. Because I low-key like the beats of drill. Their beats are low-key good. But the beats are also what invoke a person. And then also you include the words of hatred and everything like that. Every vanity for man That's how you say. But I'm not gonna lie. Drill is really represents all the 7 deadly sins. Bro. Wrath, anger, destruction, all this shit, my nigga. It really represents that. And if you were to swap the words out and put them with something else, the meaning of drill would be different. It would be different.
But look, that would bring me to my point though, because at this point, my point is that people were doing evil regardless of music being that second influence, and that brings me back to I'm gonna say Saudis this song. You know, so you already know what Saudis is, right?
Huh?
Back then, when that was like the big thing, people were still doing evil regardless. People were still catching bodies. People were still dealing, still raping, still doing a lot of evil.
Of course, though. But here's the thing, though.
So
Music of back then was mainly instrumental. They weren't. Well, how far?
Yeah, and that's why I said Saudis.
Wait, pause. Saudis?
Saudis, nigga.
What's that?
Soul music.
Oh, soul. Oh, I think it's soul.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed. Okay, you're asking what you meant. Soul music. Okay. That
Yeah.
okay, look. So look, depending on how the music is like how I said, the misuse of good. Depending on how it is, bro. Music is very powerful emotionally, and that emotion can lead to something physical. Okay.
I would say it wouldn't be a Saudi if it is, you know, trying to promote evil. That's what make you. That's what make.
I can make something. I can make a song, right? And instruments could be good, but look, depending on how I use the instrument, it could invoke somebody to be angry. Just like how drill is, right? The beats are gonna be like that, but the beats are also what rile up somebody, okay? And then including the lyrics, that even riles up somebody more to actually do something, bro. Cause you know how some people do drive-bys and listen to like certain songs to get them in that mode? Yeah, that's what they do, alright? For example, people who listen to music to focus, let's say, I know some people listen to classical music. I'm gonna give one, what's his name? Beethoven. Fuck it, he's known everywhere. Use Beethoven for example. Some people listen to Beethoven to relax. They really do, and it helps.
Yeah, and see, and that's why I want to say this. A nigga could just go ahead and start slinging weed out the niggas, or do, like you already said, a drive-by, while Beethoven is blasting on the fucking speaker or the radio. Will music really be the big influence then?
Huh? What'd you say?
I said, will music be the big influence still if somebody's blasting Beethoven on a speaker or radio while dealing drugs or even catching a body?
Beethoven essentially is not meant for that. How would
exactly.
How can someone interpret Beethoven for that? Beethoven is the opposite of drill, dude. It's the
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So would music still be the big influence if that was the case?
It wasn't, because listen, Beethoven. What, nigga? What? Hold on. What type of arguments? Okay, so wait. Okay. So you're telling me if I can listen to a church chant and I go to a drive-by, would it be the church chant that is what?
That's what I'm saying. So in that case, music is not the big fucking.
No, I disagree because inherently.
And that brings back to my original point.
Because inherently. Look, what the fuck is hold up? Oh, okay, my bad, it was a screen. Because inherently, Beethoven isn't meant for violence, my nigga. I don't know how somebody who's a thug can listen to Beethoven and get mad, bro.
And that brings to my point that music cannot always be the big influence because, like I said, with jazz, people were still doing evil shit, even if jazz was also playing on the radio.
Jim, is your argument, my nigga, saying that just because there's a music in the background listening to me, that's what caused that's fucking stupid, bro.
No, okay, look, I'm gonna make my main point right now. I would say that music is an influence, but it isn't a major influence. To an extent.
If you want to change the people of a country, you change its music, dog.
Elaborate on that.
I forgot who's. Hold on. Let me look up who made that quote, because I forgot who it was. I want to say Saddam, but I don't want to say Saddam.
Because like I said, that's why I say it really do depend on me. Because as I said,
if you want to change a nation, change its music, alright? That's what Plato said, and it's true. Look how music is from 100 years from now, okay, classical music. Classical music was mainly attributed towards what? Towards people who were smart. It would lead to society being together. It a lot of positives. But at the same time, like I said earlier, it's influential. But at the same time, it becomes an individual. Cause you were making that argument. I don't know. Makes zero sense. If somebody is listening to Beethoven while doing a drive-by, is Beethoven the motivator? And I said no, because Beethoven is not. It inherently cannot do that because its music is
Yeah, that was the
obviously.
question trying to get you to support my claim. But at the same time, I'm
It'll
already
be
gonna
it'll
make
be
it aware
yeah
that
it'll
was
be
a
it'll
blatant
be
argument.
yeah
That's why I'm gonna
yeah
stick back to my
yeah okay
original one.
okay. But what I'm gonna say now is that right. Looking from a nation 100 years ago with classical music versus now, you can tell it's clearly fucking different, dude. It's more because look, to change a country, change its music. Music is what upholds communities. Like I said, it brings communities together. It changes people. What makes people identify together. Okay. If you want to change a nation, you do it through its music, all right? And look at America now versus 50, 100 years ago.
Okay,
People's
see, now
mindsets are
here's one
different.
thing to keep in mind. Here's one thing to keep in mind. Music has its biggest influence on people from our age up to around like late
It, it,
20s.
it influences everything, everything in this universe. I quoted Bishop Williamson earlier when I said, music is a gift of God to the world. He created an expression of the harmony which he planted at the center of the universe to all living members of that universe respond. Even animals respond to music. Which says something. Which says something right there.
They
Because music,
respond to frequencies.
they respond to frequencies, music, whatever. It's still the music, whatnot. Because you play a song very loud, you're gonna get it. You're gonna hear it. You might be relevant. If you play music very soft and loud, you're not gonna be, as thrilled. Certain, I know. I think certain cows. I think cows, dogs, cats. They listen to music because of the melody. The melody is what gets them. Similar to humans, it's the melody. It's the rhythm. Is that it was what riles them up or what calms them down? And that's what I'm trying to say. And it changes people's mentality in the real world. Because if you promote degenerate music, I'm gonna say I don't care what anybody says. I say drill is degenerate, right? It damages communities. It promotes these vainglorities, okay? Because in 100 years' time, no one is gonna remember you for these things. Well, you might, but for the bad reasons. And it's not gonna be for good rep. It's gonna be for fucking bad rep. And why would you want to be remembered as a dude who fucks around, shoots people, do all these vainglories? What would happen to your soul in the afterlife? Because I don't even gotta look through it through a religious point of view. I think the soul is what I think lots of people focus. I know agnostics, I know Hindus, Christians, lots of people, Muslims too, that matter about the soul. Once you leave, once you die, bro, you have nothing in this world besides your soul and besides your faith. Your faith in your soul is what you have in the afterlife, and you should guard it. You should guard it. You should not listen to your heart's desires, like how Christ said. You should deny yourself for me. You should deny yourself for the betterment of oneself. You don't have to be even religious to implicate that fucking verse into your life, bro. Like how Christ said, guard your heart. Do not let evil. Deny yourself for me. I could be an atheist and interpret that as do not let others influence me for the wrongdoings. Instead, I should focus on my future well-being to guard my future.
Okay, now
That's
let me ask you this: what is your main point against this right now?
what I'm saying is that certain songs are harmful. That's what I'm saying because you're
Okay, I
arguing
was right then. Okay,
about what?
I bet your point. I was trying to make sure I wasn't forgetting what the original
Oh,
point
okay.
was.
So I was saying that, yeah, and it all ties back to how music identifies a community and how it changes people's mentality. So if you promote a bunch of degenerate music, you're gonna get nothing but degenerate content. Just like how people promote pornography. What does that produce, James? What can you like? It connects a bit. It's sort of parallel. But if you promote a bunch of pornography, what happens to people?
They become perverted.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you promote a bunch of degenerate music, what happens to people? They become degenerative. Like Sexy Red, she's fucking disgusting. She posted herself, her legs split in the fucking air. That's disgusting, bro. Who wants to see that? Only gooners and perverted people and people who are degenerate want to see that. That's what satisfies their flesh. You don't gotta be religious or whatnot to like even use this in a philosophical sense. And and like how you said earlier. Actually, no, you already. I don't know why I keep wanting to tie back to the argument because it's kind of like a bedground now for one I use. Like I said,
But I'm about to say that brings me to my thing, bro. Like it's mainly young people. Like for example, you get a guy already past the multiple stage of like being a free thinking or other shit. Let's say nigga mid 40s. They listen to drill music, nigga. Like they at that age, most likely they're already very aware of like what that shit's promoting and the negative that's with
but,
that.
But yeah, you're right. But at the same time,
So that's not gonna
some
play as
people.
big of an influence on them compared to somebody who's still at an
Okay,
age
pause,
of
pause,
being
pause,
a
pause,
free
pause, pause,
thinker.
pause, 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 pause. You're right, but at the same time, Jay, how can someone know they're doing wrong if they grew up around it though? How they won't be aware of it. Just like how a Mexican grows up around Mexican music, he won't be aware of it. He just grew up around it, you know. He's just like, oh, this is normal. When he goes to America, listens to American
But
music.
hey, no. But here's the thing about that Mexican music: is that Mexican music promoting cartel violence, or is it just talking about
What I'm about to say is this, okay, my nigga? That I was before you interrupted me. You're not, you know, you actually brought more of a point to me now. That if they grew up in such an environment, they're not gonna notice anything wrong with it, right? If they go to America and they listen to music, like, hey, why is this music doing this and that, you know? And they're gonna notice differences, but when someone calls out their differences, they're gonna be like, to them that's normal, but for us it's abnormal. So Jay, if we hear people glorifying cartel music, we're gonna think that's abnormal, because that's like what are you talking about cutting someone's head off and showing their family? You know what the fuck's up with that? But at the same time, we're normal to drill, and they're gonna call it for them. Drill to be abnormal. We don't have to grow up around it
Okay,
to
hold on.
think it's still
So
normalized.
you're telling me that, like with the fact that even though they are past the multiple stage and past being a free thinker,
Because the human
that
mind
they
can
wouldn't see
understand.
anything wrong with it, even though they aware that it's talking about negative.
It all ties down to culture, Jay. Literally, all ties down to culture as well. Someone could be what's the word? They can acknowledge themselves, right, or they cannot. They're just probably so used to it they don't think it's weird. Okay. For example, I'm gonna use Indian immigrants, right? They shake their head left and right, okay? Whenever they talk or whenever they disagree or whatnot. I wish their head left and right, okay? But in the industry, don't do that. We'll call them out. They're not gonna give a fuck. They're not gonna notice, right? Because to them that's still normal. It's a cultural thing. There. Some people just don't acknowledge it or they don't even realize that's abnormal or abnormal to a certain place or it's normal at all.
But here's the thing, though, as I said earlier, it's most influential on niggas our age up until niggas who's like 30, bro, pushing 30.
Yeah, yeah, not wrong there. But also the human mind is a machine. You always if
Of
a
course,
parable,
it's a machine. It can
yeah,
be primed,
yeah,
right?
because Jay,
Yeah, I do
listen,
believe.
if a person doesn't change himself over time, has he truly changed as a person? Has he truly evolved? Has he truly learned his lessons? No, he hasn't. He is still the same person. Look, Jay, let's say this. You know somebody from 20 years ago, and now 20 years later, the same person, they haven't changed. They haven't learned from mistakes. They're still doing the activities that you used to partake in now know that are wrong. That person has not changed at all. What are those people called? Like they're stuck in the past. They're stuck in the past. They live in the past, and that's the issue. And people like that in life, bro, there's nothing ever good for them because they're always stuck in the past. They relive the same trial chambers, and they just don't evolve, bro. They're just stuck in the past. That's how they are. You can't think about that. There's the mentality. Or they may just be fucking retarded. You know, that's my honest view. Cause look, in my life, bro, this entire year and last year, my life has changed so much. I've changed so much mentally and everything. I've gained so much wisdom. I thank God for that. And I think lots of people don't realize what can happen in such a short span, right? Somebody could change drastically in less than a year. You know, that's crazy. And like I said, yeah, is more mainly influenced around. You said like you said if you're born right all the way till 30.
Music plays its biggest influence
Yeah.
from your teen years up until your late 20s. Because your brain is most likely fully developed, and even at that age, you are aware. You are aware.
I think, but I was arguing that if someone was born to it, they're not gonna see the abnormal state of it to those who find it abnormal. For them, it's normal. For us, it's abnormal.
Oh no, no. If someone's born into it, they're not gonna see how it's abnormal until they meet someone who wasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Okay.
when they
Okay.
learn.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna say my point is somewhat proven. Because then at the same, because then, like I said earlier, those how those Indians shake theirs left and right. Some of them just don't care, or some of them just don't even acknowledge that, right? So they think that's normal, bro. And the ones who are like mind open, they'll acknowledge that shit. Cause like there's like, I don't care how many India, but I don't like India. Okay, India. There are some Indians who acknowledge that they throw shit at each other, and some don't partake in that because they just don't want to do that, right?
And they know.
Or yeah, they know, or it's not common practice over here in the West. So they know, okay, that's not normal. I won't participate because of that, or no, I'm just gonna watch you. As simple as that. Like,
Hey, but no. Here's my point again, though.
yeah.
When I say it's most influential, is because let's be honest, Damian. When we talk violent crime, you know, now on the organized level, the main people doing it is niggas who's our age, and most likely they mid to early 20s. Compared to somebody whose brain is already fully developed and past that stage of being a free thinker, music is less likely to influence them because they are they aware and they know the outcomes.
But also, what community do they belong in? That's the thing too.
Let's just keep it on America. Let's just keep it on America.
Yeah, what communities in America then? Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. What communities in America? Look, there's some individuals who just they don't even care about the consequences, or they don't even know. They just do it. They just do it because why not? And I think those are low IQ people. They think before they act. You know, someone who partakes in those activities, but they think and they acknowledge, okay, then he's someone that knows he's wrong, he's breaking the law. He has to have a good reason to do it. He just can't do it because he's a stupid IQ person.
And see, while that may be true, we can take it back to a stance of the human mind, self-conception. As you get older, you start to think, who am I? You know, what am I? Yeah. Like, even about the stuff you do, like, why do I do this? How is it wrong? All of the stuff. Yeah. So tell me, how likely are you to catch a nigga who is in their fucking 40s doing some shit like that? Based off of the influence coming from music.
Probably not likely because they already have their life settled down. They should have their life settled down by that point.
Exactly. Or it's because they're aware and they know that shit is wrong. Or even to a moral standpoint, like they know it's wrong.
I've met a lot of 40-year-olds who are stuck in the past, you know, nigga. That's so crazy.
Of course, nigga. Of course, you know, it's always gonna, regardless of age group, it's gonna be that one nigga who's stuck in the past. But you can't let that define the majority.
He can never learn from his mistakes, you know.
Exactly, but you can't let that define the majority.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, yeah. You're not wrong there.
And then, yeah.
It's just like a philosophical versus psychological thing right here. I just peep that. But, hold up. I'm trying to fly up in the air right now. I want to crash.
Bro, just run around this same little town on Fort, bro.
But I'm doing that with a Jay right now. But speaking about that though, Jay, it depends on what community like. I'm gonna be blunt. Around black communities, alright? I'm not saying all black people like that, but it's the low IQ ghetto ones, alright? And I can say the same thing for Hispanics. But a lot are contributed to the younger black generation. Okay,
I would say if we're gonna talk drill music, then of course, no. I'm just gonna admit that right now.
The topic is drill, yeah.
Okay, I'll admit that right now. Then the obviously, you know, every other minority gets their little song in it, but it's mainly coming from blacks. Like,
exactly.
It was mainly put out there by niggers, and then bro, even you have nigga, and negro.
Yeah.
The nigga triad. and both have their own
I'm
subcategories,
gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna,
subcategories.
I'm gonna make a triangle. It's this nigger, and then in the middle nigga triad, and then the
That's what I'm
bottom,
saying.
and then the bottom is gonna be ghetto.
And that brings us to my point though. All are different. All three are
uh,
different.
okay, go now. So, the nigger triad, all right. Like
Mm.
how you said, there's nigger, and then I said ghetto, and in the middle is the nigga triad.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as drill music, I will admit right now that the niggers are what's contributing mostly to it, and everybody else is getting that little song in it. But
Yeah.
that brings me back to the original point that the biggest influence is on the youth and not the old.
Exactly,
That's what I have to
because
say.
look, because most of the old have already learned from their mistakes. But I'm not saying like, well,
Exactly.
we're not saying that the old can't make mistakes, but it's not gonna be as
Of
drastically
course, of
fucked up.
course.
It's not gonna be drastically fucked up as the youth, because as we grow up, we constantly learn from our mistakes and we evolve as people. That's just how we
Yeah,
are.
and also keep this in mind too. If they most likely, I'm not gonna say most likely, if they is doing some type of business like that, they not as unrational, nigga. Like it's messy, and they actually got like a valid situation to what they got to do
Yeah,
there. A lot of
yeah,
times, well, like people our age, nigga, it's because they influenced by the music. It's not because
yeah,
they
yeah,
actually like
yeah,
in a situation where it comes because you could say like, oh yeah, I'm pro, we don't got it like that. Work, nigga,
yeah,
fucking work, nigga. Compared to some grown ass nigga who got like fucking 3 kids and 4 baby mamas and on child support for all 3 of them kids and all this other shit, and the
yeah,
nigga has like $100 left after he does get paid from his legal work.
yeah.
That's when like, can we be honest? That's when it comes down to, is this 40-year-old ass nigga doing this shit because he's influenced by music, or is he doing it because his economic situation?
Yeah.
Compared to a nigga our age, is like they actually still have plenty of time to fix themselves, or whatever the poverty situation may be. Yet they still choosing to do this based off what the music is glorifying,
Exactly. Yeah.
and that's what I have to say to that. That brings back to my original point. Music has its biggest influence now compared to a nigga who
I think
can
music
make
has its
moves.
biggest influence than it has ever before. Because the amount of technology, the amount of availability it is, it influences a lot of people. Because what's crazy? Drill music it has gone to Europe. It has gone to Eastern European countries. It has gone to the Middle East.
That man, it is South Korean drill.
South Korean drill. I wouldn't be surprised if
Boy,
I wouldn't
they
be
don't
surprised if
really
the
fucking
Yakuza
games,
made their
man.
own drill. I personally think I look. I listen to rock and whatnot. You know, um, depending on I listen to mainly Russian rock. Okay, I listen to the chants. I listen to the classical music here and then. There's nothing wrong with listening to classical music. I
Bro,
think it's
this nigga
important.
Drake looks like the fucking black default skin from Fortnite, bro, and I can't get it out of my head.
But hold on, one thing I want to get out right now is that if you look at drill music, damn it, because this goes to my point.
Yeah,
If you look at drill music, literally, I don't want to say literally, out of everybody in that video, maybe only one person may not be around group, our age group.
yeah,
But
around
aside from that one
you
person,
got some fucking unks in there, bro.
everybody in that video is young.
Oh
And when I
yeah,
say young, I mean younger than 28, younger than 25. I'm gonna go that far, younger than 25.
you
You
might
could
see some.
look up any song.
You might see some niggas
What?
who are like 30 something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying with that. He's just that one nigga, maybe even two niggas, bro.
Well, there's think about it now, Jay. Back then, our parents, right? We use our parents' age range, right? They would have been
Mm,
them. There are a lot of OGs and unks out there that still participate in activities,
mm.
and I say because
That
they're in
is
that
true, but
lifestyle.
that is true.
But
But are they
also,
the ones? Okay, good.
they're also stuck in the past, bro. That's the thing.
Mm.
They're stuck in the past. They reminisce the past, and so they stay in there.
Yeah, because
Cause
they
I,
using the street cred and the how I put this. I don't even know what the word be glorification. The fact that they have, the people who's also caught up in the same bullshit and ain't learning, supporting the fact that they an OG, and
yeah.
this and that. I don't even know if glorification would be the word, bro. But in reality, that OG quote is a nobody who's still in the hood. It'll
He
be
has a
different. It's like
And there's some people
Yo,
his age that made it out the hood who actually do shit in their life.
that's what I'm
Yo,
saying.
Loki, they're Loki. The niggas are sucking. They're Loki, the real losers. They're Loki, they're like, they're the real.
Oh, man.
Bro, they're more. Look, they're more of a. This might be a stretch. I think they're more of a loser than some Discord mods, nigga.
That's a stretch.
That might be a stretch.
Hell nah.
No, wait.
Hell nah.
It might be a stretch.
Hell
Yeah.
nah.
Wait.
No,
It might
bro.
be a stretch.
No,
Might be a stretch.
no.
No, cause listen, okay.
I would say this. If they're the type of OG who like literally ain't trying to make it out and is like literally happy about the fact that he's being supported by gangs for that title, OG, biggest loser, worse than a fucking Discord mod. Compared to that one OG, you know, is trying to teach niggas how to step out the way. You know, he just couldn't make it out himself because of some shit he got going on. You feel me?
Yeah.
It really can be a little difference between that.
The reason I said because you know Discord mods are like, how you call it? They're not more of a loser than fucking those people. Is because look, a Discord mod, right? I think he has more opportunities, right? Because look, there have been some YouTubers who literally just use their content is just Discord, okay? They started out as a mod, bro, as a fucking mod, and they expanded forward, and they have subscribers who are, you know, that watch them like a couple 100,000 or possibly even a million, bro. So I like that. And also, I say those OG rappers are more degenerative, because those Discord mods, all they do is goon and are lazy, okay? But they're not wrathful. They don't commit crime. Well, some of them commit crimes.
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
child.
Don't. It's abbreviated.
I'm not gonna say that. CP is a crime.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta get used to the fact when y'all.
But
look,
commit crimes like that. But look, I say the OGs are more degenerate because look, they do stuff that that they've been doing for like 20 plus years, bro. That they haven't changed at all, and also. It's like the same old shit, bro. Having sex, smoking weed, you know, gang banging, killing niggas, singing rap, all this shit while fucking Discord mod just beats his dick and goes and goes to sleep and it's just that.
But that was I want to take this back to topic. With my original statement.
Yeah.
If you look at every single drill video, I can guarantee you. Exactly. Yeah, everybody that's in that video doing that jumping around, smelling like fucking ass and weed, also in our age range, nigga.
How old was King Von before he died?
Bro, nigga, he's considered an OG because he was in his fucking 30s, nigga, when he died.
Loser, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And back when he was really making all his fucking early rap videos, he was around our age, nigga.
But he could have used that money to like pursue a better life, but no,
he could have got out the hood. He could have did what Chief Keef did, nigga. He could have left fucking Chicago and never went back, bro.
So I said Chief Keef was a loser, then he no longer became a loser because look, he bettered his life.
Exactly. You know? I would say he was one of them guys that probably met niggas who know how that is wrong and know like how you can get out of it.
Because they didn't want to risk their life no more, you know. I feel like that's also why.
But I say, cause Chief, I think he was literally our age, nigga, when he first started doing that bullshit too, nigga.
Niggas like Biggie, you know. I don't know why I confused Big. I don't know who the fuck's Big. Big Smoke's is a random fucking word I made up. Fuck, a random rapper. What's his name? Biggie. His name is Biggie. And the Biggie Notorious, you know, yeah, that nigga.
Notorious Big.
Notorious Biggie, yeah.
Very well.
And Tupac and you know, Ice Cube, them niggas. The only one who made it out from that triad is Ice Cube, and he's successful now.
Oh yeah, Ice Cube. He got an acting career going on, all that shit.
Snoop Dogg too. No, they stopped.
Oh
the
yeah,
only niggas survived, or them two niggas, and guess what they used? They used
for real, nigga, like Snoop Dogg got a Fortnite skin, bro.
Snoop got his name popular, and I think like he became some type of influencer first, like telling the youth like how shit wrong, all the other shit.
Oh yeah.
And then he went to other. But aside from the point though, nigga, like, and then damn, hold on, fuck.
Break all the mirrors in my home.
The youth is what glorifies drill, not the old people.
Oh yeah.
Majority was.
But then
I'm not gonna say all.
You saw them fucking OG losers who want to keep that fucking spirit alive, you know, and that's what holds back the community. So it's like
Oh yeah.
generation. It's just generational degeneracy and hatred.
Oh yeah, and that's why I say like that's something I'm not gonna say. Oh, because that is true.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Is that all you had to say? Cause
Yeah, and this too. So at this point, Damien, but you still think that music plays is a big influence on niggas our age compared to
yeah,
niggas who aren't.
I think music and talent just plays a big role. Yeah, cause listen, cause peep this, okay? As the old person is stuck in the past, right? The new person has a possibility to change his life in the future, right? But since he's stuck on someone's vision of the past, he can't get out unless he just breaks those chains. Cause look, oh, I'm drowning. I'm drowning. Cause look, well, cause look, the old D, right? Or the ON, the old nigga, stuck in the past. You know, he listens to his music. And what does he do to preserve what he wants to have in the future for these other people? Is that what does he do? He spreads it towards the YNs, the young niggas, the young generation. And how does he do it? He tells them the vainglorities of what people want, you know, like sex, power, money.
They show
Don't
them how to just get deeper into it, my nigga.
exactly, yeah, and that's what people don't understand. And I'm stuck on here. Yeah, sure. Yeah, hold up, my bad, bro. My freaking plane. Yeah, they're showing them how to fucking do it, dog. And it's an endless cycle. Just like gang violence is. But as soon as it gets to a point with those gang violence, is that they don't know why they fucking beefed anymore. They just hate each other now.
Oh yeah, it's quite literally. Oh, this was some sets, nigga. Like they only doing it because you know they OGs or the OGs got into it one day and
They
the
just
cycle just went on.
history just got lost there. No one recorded it. Why?
You know
You
what I'm
know?
saying?
That's why I don't understand. And it's eventually gonna become like this again. No, they're not gonna have a reason why they should keep pursuing this. I'm not gonna know why. But also, oh shit, I got out of it. I don't know if they clipped this or not. I'm not sure.